Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial video on Blender. This is my second tutorial I have created on this channel, so it's going to be kind of rough. Hopefully I'll get better at this and be able to do a bunch of tutorials, so if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to do them. I'm still learning Blender myself, I don't know everything, so I might be kind of limited, but I have been learning for 2 years, so I have some experience. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make proper outlines for whatever objects you want. In this example, we're going to do a beveled cube with an outline. That's kind of an example of what a Roblox pet would look like, but you can use it for whatever you want. On top of making an outline, we're also going to be making a colored outline, so I'm going to be showing you how to use vertex paint a little bit. So hopefully you'll learn a couple things in this video, and that can kind of help you out with your creations on Blender. So let's get started. The first thing I always do when I open Blender is delete the light and camera because I will never use them. Anyways, to start off I'm going to click the cube and go to edit mode, and I'm going to create a beveled square. So I'm going to go Control B, drag, and scroll my mouse till I get a rounded cube shape like the one I have on the screen. I'm then going to right click, shade auto smooth, so it's a nice smooth looking cube. First, before we do outlines, we also need to change a few settings. So go to this drop down arrow right under where it says scene, click yes to backface cut link. This is the way you'll be able to see the outlines in Blender. In external sources you'll be able to see it regardless, but to see it in Blender you have to have this checked, so I suggest using it very strongly. I also use cavity because it allows me to see these more defined lines that show me the edges in my objects, especially if they're really smooth. That's not necessary, but it helps me and probably you guys see what I'm doing exactly, so I'm going to leave that on as well. And the final thing, if you are trying to do vertex paint to color your things in Blender, you're going to want to make sure attribute is selected instead of material or whatever was selected before. That way you can see it in Blender as well. Alright, so now we're done with the settings. Let's look at how you make an outline. First, I'm going to click the shape, and I'm going to do Shift D, and I'm just going to click down. Don't move your mouse, it'll move the shape weird. For example, it'll look like this. You don't want to do that. So do what I did, just hold down right away, and then I'm going to click it and go click tab to go into edit mode. From here, this is where we're going to extrude the shape so that it's a little bit bigger than the original one so it can become an outline. Instead of just scaling the cube up, outlines are a little different and they will work better with more objects if you do Alt and S and then pull out. What this does is it extrudes all edges equally so that when you have an outline it's not wonky or weird rather than if you just scaled it normally. So Alt+S is a great tool to kind of blow things up per se, and that's what we use for outlines. From here we're going to click Shift N, and this little menu called Recalculate Normals is going to pop up. You're going to click this and then click Inside. What this does is makes the face inverted so that you can see an outline. So for example, this is what that looks like. The outline is very visible. If you didn't have backface cutting on, this is what it would look like. So just a reminder, turn this on if you want to see your outlines in Blender, but if you have done this correctly, it'll show up regardless in a different external source. So now that we have made the outline properly, you can use this for any object. Some objects are a little bit more difficult than others. Cubes are easy, spheres are always easy, but shapes with a little bit more definition might be a little trickier, and sometimes it doesn't work very well. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to be perfect every time. I highly suggest doing each object individually when you make the outlines. That way it looks better. But do as you please. So now what we're going to do is we're going to color the outline so it's a little bit different than normal. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to edit mode, click Shift N again, and it'll automatically reverse it. When doing vertex paint, it's extremely difficult to color it when the faces are inverted, so I always just uninvert them before I do it. I'm going to go up here to this tab where it says edit mode. I'm going to scroll down and click vertex paint. So now we're in the vertex paint section. We have a tool called the paintbrush, and it says draw. I'm going to click this white box here, which is the color. And for this example, I'm going to do like a red to yellow gradient. So I'm going to increase the size of my brush. I'm going to color it red. You just click the sides. Then I'm going to pick orange, maybe shrink my brush a little. Click from the bottom to kind of get that nice transition, as you can see. And then we'll do yellow at the bottom. As you can see, it has kind of created a red to yellow gradient. What I'm going to do next is go back to edit mode, click Shift N again, and make it go back to the inverted stage. Anytime you want to make your outlines inverted or not, always click in edit mode, Shift N, and then click inside or unclick it, and that'll kind of let you toggle between the options. So our final result is this red to yellow gradient outline for your cube. And like I said, you can use this for any shape. It might be more difficult, but it is accessible, it's easy, and now you know how to do it. So hopefully this went pretty well for you, and I would love, again, to do more tutorials in the future, so leave them in the comments below if you have any suggestions. That's all. Thank you.